Thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us. I know you teach college classes, you teach workshops all over the country, and you travel extensively worldwide. And you really know a lot about tapestry crochet.
Oh, well, thanks. It's one of my passions, and I'm always excited to find or to even come up with different things to do with the tapestry crochet. I love doing pictures, and recently I started adding beads to crochet. And it was at one of the conferences when I saw beaded crochet, but with regular beaded crochet, you have just one thread and you have to count the colored beads you need in the order that you'll need them. And I started to realize, well, you could use 2 or more threads with tapestry crochet and put all of one color bead on one thread, one on the other, and just switch whenever you want to, and that's when the bells went off. Right, and also you don't have to completely cover the surface. For instance, in these projects, I started with the yellow and blue basket where I was just using beads as a highlight. And
they're just sort of more as an embellishment.
Right, as an embellishment. And I also made the necklace and bracelet I'm wearing with an embellishment because the 2 threads add color and establish the motif, and then the beads kind of highlight them. And then after a while I started to completely cover the surface with beads, as with the other basket and these other projects.
And those are solid beads, aren't they?
They're solid beads, and the nice thing about the tapestry crochet, it gives a very nice fabric, so it supports the beads. Normally with beaded crochet you have a very loose fabric. This is very sturdy, it supports it. And so now I'm really excited, and beads are really in too.
It just grows, doesn't it?
Right, it just grows. You can use, I've used tight stitches here, and you can also use looser stitches and add them, but it makes it very simple instead of having to count a predetermined pattern in advance.
Okay. Well, I think the hardest part, and I was telling you that I had tried to do some bead work, but I just gave up because it was so hard, first of all, to get the beads on the needle because the needle was so small, and then to get the thread through the needle eye. But you just have the neatest way of doing this.
Well, I have a regular beading needle, and I use both very fine thread and heavier. This is a size 3. But at one of these conferences, I discovered this wonderful tool called a bead spinner. Now, before a bead spinner. Now, before bead spinners, you would take your needle and kind of make a hook out of it and just dip it in and hope, you know, that you've got some beads on it.
That's what I tried.
But with the bead spinner, and they come in different sizes, you spin it and you stick your hook down. And as you can see,
gosh, you got a bunch on.
A number of them. Sometimes they'll go just all the way up. And so this makes it so much easier. And
you're just putting the beads on one thread.
Right, I'm putting all of the beads on one thread. Now, if I wanted to get really complicated, I could change the beads and all of that, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes I've even put contrasting color. For instance, I could put black beads on red thread and then have a project where I have some areas with just the thread and some with the beaded, and really create a lot of interest.
So you'd like to get your beads loaded onto the thread to start with when you're going to do a project
that's what I
like
do.
this.
And for larger projects like a purse that uses a lot of beads, I'll bead maybe 2 yards worth of beads because you do spend a lot of time pushing the beads down out of the way. And then when I need more beaded thread, I will stop the stitch maybe 10 stitches before with the beads and cut the thread, add more beads, and then start carrying the new beaded thread to kind of...
and where you tie back on it doesn't show?
Right, well, I don't really tie. If I carry the new thread, then it... I can't even think of the word. It keeps it from unraveling. You don't have to tie. It anchors it. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.